All right, Coach, brings the time, opening up overtime victory. Most amount of post-regulation wins in franchise history. You've net another one, so page up a little over again. Will Zmolek to step up in his return. Take us through the moment, and for Zmolek, a big goal here for his pro career.
Well, we get to overtime because we don't have the ability to finish out a game. And the problem is with this group that we just don't have enough opportunistic players. We don't have that guy that can just without a doubt score a goal. We had three or four breakaways today, and we didn't score any of them. And that's probably the most breakaways we've had, and probably since I've taken over, right? And you just go back to the opportunities that we're missing, and then the mistakes we make, which lead to goals against. Like, we should never put ourselves in that position. And that team is still fighting for a playoff spot. That team is still has stuff to play for, and we don't. And regardless of our situation, regardless of us not being in playoffs, our guys can take this as a lesson of how to close out a series, close out a game, close out a team, because we have the ability today to make their lives a lot harder, and we still gave them hope. So now come tomorrow, we have to battle and prepare and go to war again because we couldn't do it tonight. Now, on the flip side, to answer your first question, it's great that we can win in overtime. Like, I don't have any issues with us going to overtime, but the problem is how we got there. When we're in overtime, we find a way, and that's been great, and that generates points, generates wins, but there's just no reason for us to be in that position anyway.
Was there a different change when you flipped to post-regulation because you had shared third period, allowing Orlando back into it, score a pair of goals, but you commanded the entirety of that minute and 1 second? Was there a change on your end you saw in terms of the attack and able to, of course, get that quick goal or something? Check on film later.
I mean, not really. We have some guys that for when they get into overtime, they just have more confidence. There's more space out there. There's more room. That's the whole point of it, right? Like, you eliminate players on the ice to generate offense, generate scoring chances, and really how that play will all start because their guys skated up, fell down, and gave us an odd man rush opportunity, and that's all it takes in overtime, and Bert makes a nice play over to Z. But there's nothing I say. There's really nothing I do. They just have the confidence as a group when we get to overtime that we can find a way to win.
The guys that have come down from the American League, how does that affect them to go from one league to another? Even though there's not too many differences, it can still affect you.
Well, the biggest thing is the amount of ice time. You're in and out of the lineup up there, you're back skating, you're doing workouts, and then all of a sudden you get it thrown into a game and you play 6 minutes, and it's really not maybe your style of game, and then all of a sudden you come down here and you're playing 18, 20, 22, 24 minutes a night. So that's probably huge adjustments on the legs and the lungs, but for guys going back and forth skill-wise, it really doesn't take them too long to adjust. The biggest thing is the ice time. I mean, if those guys are up there playing those minutes, they're not going to come down here, right? So when they're the extra defenseman or the extra forward, and then they get sent down here, they make us better, which is how you get help and win in this league, and I'm going to utilize that and play them as much as I can. And I think everybody saw how effective Matt Brown was out there today. His speed, his instincts, his ability to play with the puck is just so good at this level. He brings Zmolek back, who's just been a powerhouse defenseman for us all year. Just nice to have him back. Man coming out of juniors I thought was fine, nothing too crazy that pokes out at me there, but some puck management skills, some puck management opportunities that we can discuss and work on. But that's the big thing. It's probably just the ice time.
For Parker Gahagen, of course, snubbed of a first star because Will Zmolek had the overtime winner, but for Gahagen, absolutely incredible. They're in goal tonight, 4 wins in his last 5, and for him, rock solid on the back end. What can you say about his play tonight, and certainly a candidate for save of the year along with it?
Yeah, I mean, he's spectacular. So he's nice to have. He's a competitor. He battles. He gets fired up. He gets feisty. We saw that a little bit tonight, but that's just the competitive edge and competitive side. And I know we're not in a playoff spot. We're not making it to the postseason, but like I've said before, when these guys start playing the game and it gets physical and all that stuff happens, that's when their competitiveness comes out. And you saw that today with Parker. He wanted to win. He was coming back to the bench, letting some of his teammates have it a little bit in certain situations. So very nice to have him. He's been nothing but classy and respectful and a hard worker and all that, and it's just appreciated from my standpoint to have somebody like him, and then he gets rewarded on top of it with his play.
Coach Overtime.
Yep.
Overtime, game winner. Just take me through the emotion of scoring that one here when you return back to the Royals.
Obviously pretty exciting there. Bird just drove wide there, came to the middle, and I just kind of opened up for a shot and just made a nice pass over and just got it on net.
Share about that transition here and your experience with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. We'll start with that. Just your time with Lehigh, of course, banged up there, unfortunate, but your time throughout practice, training, and how you felt your game elevate with the Phantoms.
All good stuff. Obviously, they're in a playoff push too as well. So practices and all that are intense and top notch and fast game up there. So it was good time there, and then just kind of worked on my game. Got all that good stuff.
You and Matt Brown, two of the guys that were playing with the Phantoms, and you make your returns here with the Royals. You certainly didn't skip a beat, and you with the big goal. How was that transition overall this week? Couple practices, and then you're back here in front of the crowd. How was that transition overall for you?
It was good. It was good to be back. Obviously, the guys, you come back, they make it easy. It's good to see some of them. So, I think, the easiest thing is if we come in, easy transition, it helps a lot with all the guys on the team.
Well, actually, point one would be with Darren Brady. You were joining him and a time with him with Lehigh as well when you were with the Phantoms. Share about that relationship, how that's grown this year, and certainly with Brady's on a bit of an offensive tear. You're helping out in that effort a little bit.
No, yeah, Braids. We got to play together in Lehigh a little bit too, and then a lot throughout the year here. So I think our chemistry's just grown. Got to know each other. Obviously hang out outside of the rink, get to know one another, and I think that helps on the ice.
Reaction from the crowd, how much was the support appreciated, and how much you're looking forward to one more game here in front of the Royals crowd tomorrow?
It's good. Obviously, the fans have been nothing but great for us. They've supported us all year, and for a crowd like that, and a game where we're out, but we're trying to knock them out. It was cool to see all the fans, and it was awesome.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it.
Thank you.